There is some do or die action on the CFL this week. I'll explain on Game Changers. Hi everybody, welcome to Game Changers. I'm Mike Lonsborough. The first game on the CFL docket that we look at is a back-to-back series between the Ottawa Red Blacks and the Hamilton Ticats. This game is in Ottawa, and it's two teams going in opposite directions right now. Hamilton is on a roll, and if I had to go with a choice, just because of quarterbacks, I would look at the Hamilton Ticats. Jeremiah Mazzoli could be your most outstanding player this year. He's had 11 games. He's thrown for 300 yards. That's only 3 shy of Doug Flutie's record, so the guy's on a roll. I love both of the receiving corps. Tasker and Banks for the Ticats are very exciting. Banks has had 9 100-yard games. The Red Blacks have lost 2 in a row. The Ticats have won 5 of 7. Quarterback Trevor Harris for the Red Blacks, to me, is a little too inconsistent. If he's not having a great day, as you have seen in the past 2 weeks, the team is having an off day. That's why they've lost 2 in a row. I think he has been too inconsistent here. Brad Sinopoli, the former Calgary Stampeder quarterback, is their leading receiver with 101 catches. William Powell in the backfield for Ottawa is the best running back in the CFL. The Ticats, to me, have found their identity. They are aggressive and they expect to win. And like I said, they're on a roll lately. The Ticats defense, you have to give credit to 76-year-old Jerry Glanville because he's improved this defense. They were not very good at the start of the year, but that linebacking core has improved and so has the secondary. In fact, Jerry has changed his style from the NFL to the CFL and has done so very well. Tom Luzzy, our resident handicapper, is going with Ottawa. He says kind of a toss-up, but he likes Ottawa's edge. I think the Ticats are on too much of a roll, but they are on the road. I think the most interesting game of the weekend will take place in BC as the Lions play host to the Edmonton Eskimos. Right now, there are 3 teams vying for 2 playoff spots in the West, and the bottom line to all this is simple. An Eskimo loss, and they are out of the playoffs. Why the Eskimos in this situation still remains to be seen. They're a hot team at times and totally brutal. Since Labor Day, they have been brutal. They won last week against Ottawa. Bryant Mitchell had 190 yards and 13 catches, and Mike Riley was on fire, as he usually is. He is the leader in passing this year, 4,974 yards, 28 touchdowns through the air, and he's rushed for 12. The Lions, on the other hand, wow, this team since Labor Day has gone 6-1. Remember how brutal they were at the start of the year? They've turned it on. And the one loss they had was that lopsided affair in Hamilton. And now you have Travis Lulay back in quarterback for the BC Lions ahead of Jennings, who really has fallen into some disfavor with the team. So Lulay is a better leader, he's a better passer, and I think he's just a better guy at quarterback. Tom Luzzy, our resident handicapper, likes the BC Lions at home with -2. From there we go to what I call the toilet bowl. Who really cares about this one? It's Montreal taking on the Toronto Argos, the 2 worst teams in the league. They're not in the playoffs, they're not going anywhere, and even the future looks bleak for both of these teams. So it's kind of a you pick 'em. I will say this, it'll be interesting to see what Johnny Manziel will do for Montreal. He seems to be getting better. He still has that porous offensive line. One thing that Johnny Manziel has to do, from my opinion, is get rid of the ball quicker. That's not college, it's pro ball. Get rid of that ball quicker. He's still looking for his first win. It could happen this week. The Argos, who knows what's going to happen with them? All kinds of rumors. There's rumors that Mark Trestman could go to BC and become Wally's successor. And there's rumors that Jim Popp, the longtime general manager of Montreal, who is now sharing that spot in Toronto, could move back to Montreal. Tom Luzzy says, go with Montreal in this one, their first win with Johnny Manziel. He says Montreal to win on the road at +4.5. And the last game to look at in the CFL this week has the Saskatchewan Roughriders coming off their 31-0 embarrassment in Winnipeg last week, taking on the Calgary Stampeders, coming off a loss to the BC Lions at home. The Stampeders, well, let's be fair here. They only had 1 practice since the game Thanksgiving Day in Montreal. They had to come back. They weren't ready. The receivers and quarterback didn't look in sync. This week should be better for them. Saskatchewan, I haven't liked that offense all year. And, I really don't like Saskatchewan's offense. Their defense is great. Now, will there be some distraction? Charleston Hughes got picked up on a DUI. So what will that do to the locker room? Hard to say. The Riders and their bad offense. I like the Stampeders passing game. I think this week they've been working on their newcomers. Eric Rogers is back in the lineup. Last week, his wife gave birth in California. He got back to the game just in time. He didn't have a good game, 41 yards. Chris Matthews is in the lineup. You know, of course, anybody that's followed the CFL, he was the Rookie of the Year. Then he went in to play Seattle and probably would have been the MVP at the Super Bowl the way he is. Nice to see him back. And Bakari Grant, who's with the Stampeders in 2016 and last year had 1,037 yards with the Riders. So they've been working on their timing, so that shouldn't be an excuse any longer. Tom Luzzy says take the Riders at plus 8.5. And he doesn't like the way the Stampeders play at this time of year because they are battling a lot of injuries. But I still like Bo Levi Mitchell at quarterback, and I do not like this Saskatchewan offense. So, your choice. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There's some information to help you make the bet that you want on the CFL this week.